Hi everyone, this is Christina in the garden, and we are in the greenhouse. It's at the end of the day, so the sun is setting as usual, and it is freezing cold. There's a lot of snow, and what I've been doing is I've been bringing my packages and my seeds in as they get delivered, tucking them in the greenhouse, and then jetting back up to the house because it's so cold. We even brought in our Amaryllis, so I'm going to show you what I do with those here today, and an update on our seedlings. I did get a box from Garden Answer over here. I got a box from Mountain Crest Nursery, which has succulents. And then I got several boxes from Botanical Interest of some more new seeds. And we do have seeds to continue planting for February. But let me give you an update here. The seedlings are doing really well. They look great, at least most of them. Let me give you a close-up view. Something that happened after I planted the onions is that it got cold and I didn't want to come out and water them, and some of them died. Truth be told, this happens a lot. Overseeding is okay. So I'm going to keep providing some water here today, and I'll have to reseed these back ones, but the front ones look great. This is our cotton here. The lemon balm didn't sprout yet. Maybe not. Maybe it won't. So we might have to reseed that. This was just an apple seed I planted from an apple we received. So we received a big bucket of apples and we made apple butter, and I planted the seed and it grew. These were lemons that I had, and I was trying to grow those, so it's okay that they didn't grow on because I wasn't sure if it was going to. And then this is cotton seed from Florida that we grew last year too. Joe had some cotton that he picked on the side of the road. This is our herbs that we planted together. None of the thyme has come up, so we'll have to reseed this in a few days if we don't see it. Here's the dill, here's the parsley, and here's the cilantro. Down here are our flowers, and they're all doing well. Again, a little bit of a dry spell on a couple of these, so I'll just snip that part away, and then we're going to re-water today. These are our sugar peas. As you can see, they're super happy. And let's see, where was the rest of our herbs? Oh, down there. Okay, so at the far end, we've got parsley, chives, nothing up yet, but got our little basil plants. Here's our cosmos. The cosmos, I feel like, always look like this every year. It's amazing how much a cosmo will grow before it's even gonna go outside. It'll be at least anywhere between 8 to 9 inches, maybe 10 before it goes outside. These are all of the flowers, plants, and eucalyptus. So this anise hyssop, here's some eucalyptus, and those ones are doing okay. They're all kind of like, each row has germination, but we don't have 100% across the board, and the anise hyssop only has one for now. I was covering it with the little humidity domes to kind of keep some of that warmth in. And then same thing over here, we have germination. This was the strawberry seeds. You kind of have to look really close, but there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. This is the foxglove. We got great germination on that. And then back here in this back row that I'm pointing to is the snapdragons. In the front is the delphinium. Back here we've got snapdragons. Delphinium, and these ones back here are snapdragons as well. Ooh, I gotta pick that up. There we go. So we've got some really good germination. This is the blue grama grass, if you want to take a peek at that. And then the bunny tail did really good too. So I'm pretty happy. I did also pop a lid on some of this that I am, this is kind of like a hydration. You get these wet, and if it's a succulent or anything that'll grow from a cutting, you can put it in that little cube, put water on the cube, and the water will keep it alive. I popped this humidity dome on there so that we would also, retain some of that moisture. And then we've got here, these are the calendulas that I'm wintering over, and this is a Shasta daisy. So pretty cool. Let me show you around. So this is the box from Mountain Crest, and we're going to put all these away. Here's all of our watering cans. We're going to demo this seed tray we got from Vago Gardens. This is our Garden Answer box. There's our Johnny seeds, Eden Brothers seeds, and these are our botanical interest seeds. Okay, another plant that I'm really excited about. This is the Lisianthus that we're wintering over. Here's some of the Lisianthus. Really, like, the diameter on that is amazing. And here's some of the Lisianthus, but what I'm really interested in showing you is this rose bush. I'm not sure if I'm getting a good angle. So it starts here and then follow it all the way up to here. So this is a rose bush, a David Austin. And really it was just a piece when I got, you might have seen the video on planting bare root David Austin roses, and it kind of goes up right there and all the way through. And that was just a piece that fell off a cane. I stuck it down in the dirt, and it is really, here, I'm going to move this over here so you can kind of see this better. It is really taking off. Even the bottom, see the base? It's growing that like woody base that rose bushes get. And I'm really excited because this one I've been babying and we're wintering over. I didn't want it out in the landscape because I was convinced that it was just not mature enough yet. But this is rose bush that we propagated, so super proud of that. All right, so let's move everything around. What I need to do is get these watered and move to a different location if they no longer need the light, which these ones do not need the light anymore. These ones truthfully don't either, so we can make room for seedlings to come in here that'll need the lights. And then these are our other onions that are doing amazing. We can water those. Then the only project I have today is to get these Amaryllis into dirt. So when Amaryllis are at the end of their life cycle for blooming, you need to keep them alive through the spring and summer so that they can absorb energy into the bulb. And in the fall, you'll cut the tops off. You'll put the bulbs in storage, they'll dry up, and right before Christmas, 6 to 8 weeks before Christmas, you'll replant them for blooms. So Amaryllis are not going to bloom for more than 6 to 8 weeks. And then once that's done, you might not want the foliage just hanging around the house. So you can leave them long like this. You can cut them a little bit if you'd like, because they do get kind of weighted. And you can put them all together. You don't have to keep them separate. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to grab all the bulbs out of the dirt. We're going to put them in one container. And I usually hang it here in the greenhouse. So I'll show you. This next part's really easy. This is what I typically keep my Amaryllis in. So I'm going to take the smallest bulb and show you. So this Amaryllis, and it frees up the container for the next plants that I'm going to show you that I got from Mountain Crest that has the succulents. So these will be nice for that. But so this Amaryllis was one pot of a 3 set, plus we had this one and this one. These were our 2 super duper large Amaryllis. As a reminder, this is what it looks like. Okay, that was a pink one. That one was really nice. This one was a really big white one. So when they're at this stage, they're no longer blooming. So we're going to grab this out, and I've let these dry out because I didn't want to move around a bunch of wet soil Ooh, that one got nice and root bound, which root bound's not a good way for a plant to be, but when you're thinking about, did this plant grow a lot? It did. Look, that was the screen on the bottom that held the soil in. So let me grab that out. I'm just gonna pull that out. So now this plant needs to live and thrive for, I don't know, 6-7 more months before we put it into dormancy and allow it to be replanted for the winter months. So I wanted to show you this. I'm pretty proud of this. So if you get, this bulb is a 3rd year bulb for me. So I planted it the 1st year. This is the 2nd year. The next year it'll be the 3rd. These are the little babies. So I'm not going to do this now, but when we put these bulbs in dormancy, or, you know, basically put them in a cold, dry place, which is going to be in the fall, we do that to create a dormancy period. And they go, just like any bulb, they go into hibernation mode. And then when you take them out, replant them for the winter months, which is when you plant Amaryllis, you're reinvigorating that root system, and it knows to re-engage, regrow, rebloom. So when you get these little pups, it's nice because now you're duplicating your stock. So we're going to take all of these out, and it looks like each one kind of absorbed the screen. There we go. And these don't need to be smashed in here, but they also don't need to be separate. They're going to just thrive and live in here. And then, like I said, at the end of the year, when we take these and put these into a breathable sack, which is what I did this last year, we'll pop off these new bulbs, and those will be new bulbs for us to use in the next year. So this was our little, so these plants get a lot of fungus gnats in the in this moss that we put in there, and so we needed it to gather those little fungus gnats because they were super gross. Now when you get to this next one that I'm going to show you, this one's really having a hard time holding itself up because of the weight. Also maybe because they're also dried out right now, but you don't have to go with this much foliage. If you want, you can do this and have some of the foliage. You want the foliage to take up the sun's energy and reinvigorate the bulb. So the whole point of keeping these through the summer is to allow the bulb to store energy so that it can regrow in the winter. Let's grab that screen. There we go. This one has little pups. So see how big that, on the little one it was very, very tiny. And what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing the moss and I'm sticking it at the bottom. So we've got 2 bulbs, both duplicated themselves by adding these little pups. And do you see how root bound that is? It means it did a ton of growing while we had it blooming throughout December and January. I think they might have even started in December if I recall right. Okay, so then let's do that. And then I like to have like a stake, which is what I had earlier. And then just so that they're not all flopping around, I put a little loop over this to hold them up. And this this material is just a wire with a foam coating, and that just helps the plant to kind of, it's not necessary. And I bought a bunch in black. If you like it on Amazon, you can buy it. It's both in black and green. And so we're freeing up these pots for the succulents I'm going to show you tomorrow. And in the meantime, we're going to store these in here. Now we're running out of room. I'm going to trim this one. There we go. It doesn't need all of those leaves. It needs some of the leaves to create photosynthesis, to absorb the energy, to reinvigorate the bulb, all of that. And you will, if you're wondering, you will water these throughout the summer. So here, let's take the little guy off. Let's cut it down. Oop, got the sticky thing. Put those over there. This one had a leaf already coming off. And then let's just grab this one. We're not going to be able to fit many more in here, so what I'm going to need to do, I'm not going to save the soil, but I am going to put the soil in a bucket. So let me separate this because it has some of our sifted soil. Okay, this is our sifted soil. My kids are riding their four-wheelers around. Okay, so let's bring this over here. Let's take some of this off to where we just have the bulb. These are really big bulbs, and I just don't want to have to store them all year in these containers. Oh, this grew quite a bit. And I'm not saving the soil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the soil and put it in my compost bin, only because these got really bad gnats. And so I don't want the gnat larvae that might be in the soil to infect the greenhouse when we're growing seedlings. Or if you don't want to put it in your compost and it's cold where you live, put it outside so they'll freeze, and then you can repurpose your soil again if you'd like. Okay. All right, that's one more container we can use again. And here's our last one. And what we're doing is we're fitting them in here. And I'll put the last one in this corner here where I'm pointing to. And then they'll all be in the same planter. They'll all get watered, and they will just need to be here kind of in limbo mode until the next time we get to the fall. Then we'll take them out and then we plant them out again. So super easy. I think Amaryllis are probably my favorite bulb in the winter. I did plant those paper. This one is stuck. So I'm trying to, okay, let's take this off. I did plant those. It was like a paper. Oh, good gravy. Look at that root system. This one has a little pup too, but it got stuck in the side because it couldn't grow because it didn't have any room in that pot. So the paper white bulbs that I grew, I did like, but those grew so tall that they kept laying over. So I don't know if I like those as much. Okay, this is the original root system when I bought this bulb here. These are all the original roots. This is all the root growth from this year. So, pretty incredible. I'm gonna lift this one up. Okay, hold. Push that one over there. Okay, enough. Good gravy. Also some roots on that one. Okay, there we go. Now, I am shoving the roots down. I'm allowing the little pup that was coming up from there some room to grow. Let's re-straighten out our stick that is somewhat providing help, but not really. And then let's add a little bit of soil back because we lost a lot of it. And that's kind of it. So today's chores were get the Amaryllis out into a container, because tomorrow I'm going to show you all of the succulents I bought, and I'm going to plant some of those succulents in these containers so I can reuse them. And all of this soil is moist, if you're wondering, so I'm not going to water it in. And if your next question is how often do you water it when it's in this state, at a minimum once a week, but you need to keep the soil shouldn't dry out immensely between waterings. So what I mean by that is that you can water it once a week, but if you're in an area where it's constantly drying the soil out, I would go more than that. Now, if you forget to water it, I will also tell you, I myself have forgot to water these because, like I said, I just keep them in here, and they did get dried out, and it didn't seem like a big deal because I didn't have any problems with these plants blooming. So don't overthink it. Just try to maintain them throughout the summer in their dormancy state. Okay, so 1, 2 big bulbs. Actually 1, 2, 3 big bulbs maybe, and then 1, 2, 3 little bulbs, and then at least this one had a new puppy, a new little spin-off that we'll be able to use next year. And then this one did, that one had 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Okay, so we've duplicated it 4 times. And then we can save these, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to put it down in my garbage pile. And then this was the soil where it was just super duper wet. And then take a look, I put those up there because those plants aren't needing water all the time. And then I moved some trays up here, down here. There's our onions. Oh, sneak peek. You're gonna love these. So I'm gonna take these out for you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm gonna put them on this shelf. But these are the succulents that we got. When they come in the mail like this, they cover them so they can transport. So do you see them? That's the plant. So if you're wondering where to get succulents, this is a good place to go. It comes in online. They ship them to you. And they put all this little packaging in so they don't get hurt in the transport. And then the mail lady walked them straight up to my house. So, pretty cool. This one is Echeveria powder puff. Echeverias are the ones that have these rosettes. So, rosettes being a circular rose-like clustering. I'm going to actually put that back. If you're excited to see what else is in this box, stay tuned. This one even has like a little flower coming up. That's exciting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up here where it's warm, and we will have time to pull them out tomorrow. Okay, everyone, that was it. These are ready to go for the summer. Everything's set up so I can come in here, pull out my succulents, get those going, plant the rest of my seeds. Let me show you. Got this box here. This is, it's ranunculus and anemones, which we're going to soak these. And then I got a bunch of stuff from Johnny's. So this is my new haul from Johnny's, and you guys know I already have a million seeds. I decided to purchase from Pine Tree. Mostly these are beets, beans, and some other things that lima beans that I couldn't get anywhere else, but they had. I got a little stash from Eden Brothers, which is mostly flowers, and then I got some refills. This sunflower vanilla ice I buy every year, so I needed more of those, but some others. So this box alone is probably 100 new seed packets plus all the ones I already had. So I got to get busy in here and I need to make room. So I hope to see you in the next video. Check out those succulents, but also if you have any questions about how to deal with Amaryllis through the summer, just let me know. Put it down in the chat and I'll answer it. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a great day.